Okay. Good morning to everybody. I'm Matteo Cococcioni from the University of Pavia, and I am one of the organizers of this Advanced Quantum Espresso tutorial on Hubbard and Koopman's functional from linear response. And I have the pleasure to welcome you all to this 3 days event that starts today. Of course, I'm only one of the organizers. Let me introduce to you the other organizer, Iurii Timrov from EPFL in Switzerland, and Nicola Colonna from PSI in Switzerland, and also Andrea Ferretti from CNR in Modena, here in Italy. As you probably know already, this tutorial, this advanced tutorial, is based on 3 days, as a 3 days program that is shown synoptically on this slide. The first day we'll introduce the topic, so we'll be mostly on DFT and focusing on the known problems of DFT. Then the second day will be focused on the discussion of the Hubbard function, Hubbard corrections to DFT functionals. And in the third day, we will learn more about the Koopman's correction. Okay. Each day, as you can see, contains both lectures, invited lectures, and also importantly, hands-on sections, mostly in the afternoons, for the attendees to practice, to make some practice directly on the codes and the examples we have prepared about these topics.
Hi everyone. Morning.
Hello, Leo. Good morning. So let me start by thanking our keynote speakers. There will be one keynote lecture each day, and today we will have Lior Kronik from the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel. Tomorrow we will hear from Renata Venskovic from the Columbia University in New York in the United States. And then in the third day, we will have Matteo Gatti from École Polytechnique in Paris, in France. A big thank also goes to all the lecturers, of whom we have a list on the left, and also importantly to the tutors who will help us and the participants with questions time, and also during the tutorials, the hands-on tutorials of this school. Oops. Here is some more information about the composition of the attendees of this school. As you can see, we have collected more than 800 applications from more than 70 countries around the world. This is the composition gender-wise, and this is where the attendees come from around the world. So as you can see, there's many countries that we have attendees from. We have the pleasure to have attendees from for this 3 days event. So with this, I will leave the floor to Iurii Timrov for some other information, general information about the tutorial, and then we can start with today's program. Iurii.
Thank you, Matteo. Hello to everyone. We just go to the next slide.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Yes, so we will have 2 Zoom sessions for this tutorial. Now we are in the first Zoom session, which we call lectures, but we also have Zoom 2 for hands-on. So those of you who successfully installed VirtualBox and Quantum Mobile have received the second link for Zoom 2 for the hands-on. So just to give you an idea, how does it work? This is the program of day 1 of today. So in blue, I highlight lectures and also invited keynote lectures. And in yellow, I highlight hands-on. So we will switch during the day between 2 Zoom sessions. So just keep them handy. And also keep in mind that all Zoom sessions will be recorded, and all those videos and also presentations of all speakers will be made publicly available at the end of the event. We will use Slack for questions and answers. So you can't ask questions via Zoom. So the only means to communicate with lecturers and tutors is via Slack. So the link is below. You should have already joined this Slack channel. And on the next slide, we show some brief explanations how we're going to use Slack. So during each day of the event, all questions and answers must be made within a dedicated channel. For example, we have day 1 for the first day, day 2 for the second, and day 3 for the third. So today we will only work in the sub-channel day 1. Next, once a question is asked, if you just go back, thank you. So once a question is asked, all the discussion related to it should stay within the same thread. So please don't open a new thread, so to keep it all well organized and easy to navigate. The tutors will use 3 emoji to facilitate the treatment of the questions. These 3, the red filled circle is to indicate that one of the tutors is gonna answer to your question. This is just to have, if we have many questions, so we don't want tutors to answer to the same question at the same time. So red circle is just to mark to other tutors that some of us is already answering to this question. And once the question is answered, we will use this white check mark on a green background to indicate that the question was already answered, so don't pay attention to it. And finally, if the question is very interesting or important and we think that it should be answered by the lecturer, so we will use the megaphone or loudspeaker symbol. This is just brief introduction about codes and tools of this tutorial. So as you all know, we will use Quantum Mobile. There is some information in the next slide, but also in this Quantum Mobile, we have the Quantum Espresso package installed together with the Koopmans package, which will be introduced in more detail during day 3. And the Vanya 90 package will be introduced later today. Yes, this is regarding the installation of Quantum Mobile. You should have already done it in advance. So I think about 200 of you already successfully installed Quantum Mobile because we need it for the hands-on. In case if you didn't do it so far, you can still try to do it, and maybe you can join the hands-on later on by contacting us privately. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors. First of all, Marvel, the National Center of Competence in Research here in Switzerland, also Swiss National Science Foundation, and MAX, the European consortium driving the exascale transition. And with this, I give the floor to Matteo to continue the introduction. Thank you.